Hello, my name's Ronnie. If you give me a few minutes, I'd like to tell you a story about an old man. This old man used he started woodworking a few years back. Well, while he was doing this, he see an old wooden pallet laying on the side of the road. He'd stop, he'd pick up that old wooden pallet, he'd start planing it, and after pulling all the nails and staples and all, when he'd get done with it, he would end up with a little wooden angel. Well, this little wooden angel is a very special little angel. As you see it, the head is pointing down where it's praying. You turn the head a half turn, it's looking to the heavens. Well, that old man I'm talking about just so happened to be my daddy. We lost him back August 5th, 2009, after a pretty extensive illness. If you give me a few minutes, there's a few stories I'd like to be able to tell you all. This old man was very special in a way that nobody realized he didn't realize. He started making these wooden angels because of my mother. My mother had gone to the doctor and it was Christmas time. And this was one of these were sitting on the counter. Well, she asked the doctor if she could take it home, see if Dad could make it. So she took it home, and this is the size of the original one that was made. There's 4 sizes made now. She took that home, and it started with 8. For Mom, she still got the original one, and 7 close friends. These angels they're a small piece of wood with a lot of heart in them. There are so many stories, and I've got a few. If you can give me a few minutes, I'm trying to keep my composure on this. But one that sticks out in my mind that Dad and Mom had gone out to eat. Well, all the time they went out to eat, he always carried a bag of these small angels with him. He walked in to a restaurant, sat down and ate, started to leave, and there was a couple that the family knew. And he walks over and starts talking. And he says, "I'll be right back." So he walks out to the van. He gets his bag. He walks in. He says, "Barb," he said, "do you believe in angels?" Barb Barb said, "Yes, I do, Bob." So he showed her this angel. When he did, she started boo-hooing. Dad's like, "What did I do?" Barb looked at him and said, "Bob, this couldn't come at more of an appropriate time." Said, "I'm on my way to the doctor to find out if I have breast cancer. And this is what I needed." That is just one small story that Dad has told time and time again. Well, since then, Dad had an article, full-page article in the Ashland Daily paper about his angels, and that's another story in itself. He was also a hometown hero in this area on WSAZ. I tried to contact Barb, and it just so happened she was in the hospital at that time. Since then, she has passed on. But these angels are very, very special. There's some tears, there's some laughter about them. The big joke with my sister and myself is when Dad give an angel out to someone, he would get a hug. He was in the hospital. I know for sure that he, at least 3 times, he was legally blind. But he continued making these. How, I don't know. Well, we were in Lexington. He was having eye surgery. And I had a bag of angels. I would give out the angels. They would go in and give Dad a hug. So my sister finally looked at me and said, Ronnie, something's wrong. Says, Dad gives an angel, he gets a hug. You give an angel, Dad gets a hug. And Dad always got a kick out of this.